All right, here we go. So, in this match right here, I'm gonna be playing against this guy, and this match is super funny because I absolutely go in on this guy, and when it becomes his turn, he's not going to be able to do anything. And when I say he's not going to be able to do anything, I mean legitimately, he's not going to be able to do anything. And you'll see exactly what I mean. Now, for whatever reason, he's holding a Maxi in his hand. He's also holding an Ash Blossom. Decides not to activate either of them. And watch this. So I go ahead and go Kikalos. Go ahead and start doing some milling. And of course, if I got the hand to go crazy, like my hand is all about luck right now. I'm just trying to get to Baron de Fleur. Baron de Fleur will get me to a field spell. And if you don't know, Baron de Fleur can get me to a field spell because I got Rainbow Bridge of Salvation in my hand. So, boom, right there we got Destrudo. That takes me to Baron de Fleur. Baron de Fleur pops the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. Activate Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. That gives me the field spell. Of course, I decided to go for the Shizu, or not the Shizu, the Horus field spell instead of going for the Tier Limits field spell. And then we're going to go King Sarcophagus right here. And this is why I go for this, because it gives me way more advantage. Like I would have only had one more play with the milling, and that would have been it. But this gives me way more plays, so now I can just continue to push through, and I end up hitting a Trivi Karma, which allows me to then pop the spells that were in his hand. And I saw that he basically just had one more Pirelli card and then Maxi and Ash Blossom. So pop the spells in his hand. He no longer has those two spells. The Maxi and Ash Blossom, I can pop those with another card of transaction rollback when it becomes my turn. So why he didn't activate them, I don't know. So then we're going to activate the Sheeran right here. Now, then this is going to then go into the Kaleido Heart. And then we're going to go into Time Thief Redoer. And then we're going to use these to go into IP Masquerena. Just like that, bring out one more body so then that way I don't have to sacrifice anything on the board to actually go into the SP Little Knight. So now I can go into SP Little Knight with what I have on the board. And of course, the Eradicator pops his one spell. I then activate to go ahead and pop the rest of his cards with the Deck Devastation Virus, getting rid of his Maxi, his Ash Blossom, and the one Pirelli card that he did have. So now he has literally one play that he could do, and it's pointless to do it, which is to use this Pirelli right here. This card has you can banish this card from the graveyard, target up to 3 Pirelli monsters in your graveyard, and shuffle them into the deck. Literally all that would do is just shuffle the 2 Pirelli monsters that he's got in his graveyard back into his deck. What is that going to do for him? It doesn't draw him any cards. It doesn't do anything. So he didn't even bother to activate it. Instead, this is what bro ends up doing. But let me show you how much interruption I have right here. So for one, I got the Tier Limits Kaleido Heart, which would activate whenever I activate the Time Thief Redoer if I chose to do it at that time. But I don't have to because he has no plays. I've already read his graveyard, so I know what all he can do. And I'm not worried about anything he can do. If he did activate that Parry Leap, I would have just let him do it and not stopped it because it wouldn't have mattered anyways. It's the only play he got. We also got a pop right here with Pearl Loreno. We can go into the Rule Close with Time Thief Redoer. We got an Omni Negate with Baron de Fleur. We also have the IP Masquerena, which will allow me to go into SP Little Knight and banish something that he has on the field. And then if he tries to attack me, then I have some form of protection with the Horus Engine. And then if something does leave the field, I, of course, have the effect of the Horus Engine if I decide to use that before I go into SP Little Knight. And then I have this card right here, Kaleido Heart, to spin something back. And of course, he's under Deck Devastation Virus, and he's also under Eradicator. So he can't draw any spells or any monsters that are below 1500 attack. So let's see what actually happens. So we go shearing. And then we're going into Rucolos right here. And then it's basically my opponent's turn. Rucolos is a special summon negate, and he just sits there. Now, that was quick how fast this match ended on the replay. But in real time, bro sat there until the time ran out. He sat there for an entirety of the time, all the way until the time ran out. So we were sitting there for like 4 or 5 minutes. I'm not joking. Bro, it's a GG's.